Hello there, and welcome back to another installment of SCP Readings with your reader here, Gmo Dawn. Today we're looking at a log of Anomalous Ducks. There's a link down in the description for you to follow along as I read out loud. Note: following Incident F-19 blank and the recovery of SCP-1356, Research Sector 09 was charged the evaluation and containment of resultant anomalies. Testing is ongoing as relevant subjects are still being retrieved. Those items which display anomalous characteristics of a disruptive or exceptional nature, but not to a degree which merits further study or containment, are cataloged in this document. Unless otherwise specified, effects have only been observed to apply to subjects in physical contact with the object. Status of missing most likely indicates that item is in personal possession. Newly identified items should be cataloged accordingly. Duck description: object has the appearance of a duck wearing a sheet, similar to a simplistic Halloween ghost costume. Duck has been observed to float 5 to 7 centimeters above solid and liquid surfaces. Notes: attempts to weight the object down result in duck phasing through solid materials. Status: stored. Duck description: object is a tricolored rubber duck with the coloration and scent of a popular Halloween candy. Subjects in close proximity to the duck express a strong desire to taste it. Notes: taste described as disappointing. Status: stored. Duck description: object appears to be a duck holding a small saxophone, which it has been observed to play at random intervals, emitting a single, drawn-out note followed by a series of melodically unrelated notes. Notes: sounds produced by duck are significantly shriller than those produced by a traditional saxophone. Status: destroyed. Duck description: item appears to convince any individual holding it that it is a duck made of solid gold, despite appearance suggesting spray-painted PVC surface. Materials tests inconclusive. Notes: see Incident Report M-4. Status: destroyed. Duck description: generic rubber duck design with the addition of a fuzzy green hat. Any subject holding this object perceives every living organism in their line of sight to be wearing a similar fuzzy green hat. Notes: effects so far observed in humans, insects, animals of known and unknown species, organic SCPs, and several species of plant and fungi. Status: missing. Duck description: duck-shaped object affects the romantic feelings of a human subject holding it. Subjects will be convinced that the object is a love charm and persist in this belief regardless of any arising evidence to the contrary. Notes: status as cognitohazard pending review. Status: stored. Duck description: identical to non-anomalous rubber ducks in design and composition. However, when left unattended in a room, item always appears in a location different from where it was originally placed. Note: reports of uneasiness in the presence of this anomaly may warrant further testing. Duck's whereabouts should be promptly reported. Status: missing. Duck description: while duck does not appear to possess any clinically significant healing or pain-killing properties, if held by a subject suffering from minor or significant injury, subject will subsequently find injured areas covered with a proportionate amount of band-aids, regardless of the nature of the wound. Notes: item is available to all personnel for use, provided it is eventually returned to Room 204 First Aid Kit. Status: stored. Duck description: despite its prolonged exposure to sunlight and seawater, object emits strong scent described by researchers as artificial blueberry. PVC composition contains no trace of any chemical sufficient to produce this scent. Notes: personnel have reported that close proximity of the object notably affects the taste of food and beverages. Status: stored. Duck description: object is sun-bleached in the manner of other non-anomalous ducks, but with a pattern of zebra stripes that appeared after retrieval. Any subject holding the item will exhibit a similar pattern of stripes on any white clothing they are wearing. Markings usually fade after a 24-hour period. Notes: object's whereabouts are proving easily detectable. Status: see note. Duck description: appears to be patterned after London landmark Big Ben. When placed in a room with any analog clock will promptly align with GMT London time. On the hour, object emits a bell tone via unknown mechanism. Volume of this bell tone has been informally estimated to be as loud as the real thing. Notes: security footage dated to March 11th, 4:12 a.m. reveals that object was destroyed by personnel. No official reprimand pending. Status: destroyed. Duck description: When held by male subject, duck will be invariably described by the individual as strikingly similar to a female of subject's acquaintance. Subjects have been frequently observed to fixate on determining who it looks like for prolonged intervals and seem unable to resolve this question of identity. Notes: object has no observable effect on female personnel. Status: stored. Duck description: there does not appear to be anything anomalous about this duck. Notes: object influences the perceptions of any subject holding it and any person speaking to the affected subject. Object, in fact, appears to be a flamingo. Status: stored. Duck description: object has the appearance of a generic duck dressed as a clown. Subject holding the duck will respond to any verbal statement or question directed towards them with uncontrollable laughter. Notes: effect seems to apply regardless of the emotional or social appropriateness of this response. Status: stored. Duck description: data expunged. See image. Notes: context or content of duck unknown. Status: missing. I gotta say, I love this log of Anomalous Ducks. It is probably one of my favorite things I have read from the SCP site in a very long time. It really put a smile on my face, and I had to stop a few times because I was laughing. And my favorite one has to be the duck in the fuzzy green hat that makes you see everything and everyone with a fuzzy green hat on their head. I had to stop and laugh at that one. So this is really cute, really imaginative, and a nice break from the usual SCPs. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and be sure to let me know what your favorite duck is on this list. Thank you for joining me on this reading. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.